It begins with a voice. Not a scream, not a gunshot, not even the heavy breathing of someone running for their life. Just a phone call, trembling with disbelief. My account, it's gone. Everything. My savings, my retirement, the money for my daughter's wedding, all gone. I don't even know how. Another call, hours later, different voice. He knew my name, my social security, my passwords. It's like he was me. How does that happen? For years, Americans have been haunted by a criminal no one has ever seen. No mugshots. No blurry CCTV footage. No grainy face in the shadows. Just a ghost in a machine, gliding through the financial veins of the United States, draining people's lives without ever lifting a weapon. They called him the Phantom of Wall Street. Not because he wore a cape, or prowled dark alleys, but because he moved invisibly through the most vulnerable place in America, our money. And here's the part that should terrify you most: this story isn't about someone else. It's about you. Your bank account. Your identity. Your sense of safety every time you type your password, swipe your card, or check your email. Because the Phantom's story isn't a legend from the past. It's a mirror. And if you're not careful, you could be his next victim. The Phantom's rise began the way so many American horror stories do, with opportunity. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, while the world was still celebrating the birth of the internet as the information superhighway, he saw something different. Where others saw connection, he saw a doorway. A door that led not to knowledge or community, but to access. Access to your private life. Your personal numbers. Your digital fingerprint. And once he had that, he had you. No one really knows his real name. Some say he was a former Wall Street trader, someone who had insider knowledge of how banks worked. Others whispered he was a foreign hacker, a mastermind using America as his playground. The truth is, no one ever proved anything. He was a shadow. A faceless ghost. But his method? That was all too real. Picture this. You're a nurse in Ohio. You've worked double shifts for 15 years, tucking away savings for your kid's college fund. One morning you log into your bank account, and instead of 6 figures, you see a 0. You think it's a glitch. Maybe the system's down. But then the emails arrive. Transactions you never made. Loans you never signed. A credit card opened in your name, racking up thousands in charges from stores you've never visited. And then you get the letter: your home is in foreclosure. In less than a week, your entire life unravels. This wasn't a one-off story. It was a pattern. Teachers, construction workers, retirees, single moms, even small business owners. The Phantom didn't discriminate. He stole from the rich, the poor, and everyone in between. What mattered was access. And he found it everywhere. Here's how it worked. He didn't need to crack safes or rob armored cars. He didn't have to pick locks or carry guns. He carried something far more dangerous: information. Sometimes it was as simple as a phishing email, the kind we've all seen. Congratulations, you've won a free vacation. Click here to claim your prize. Or, your bank account has been compromised, log in now to verify. One careless click, and the Phantom had the keys to your kingdom. Other times, he used more advanced tricks. He'd plant tiny skimmers on ATMs that copied credit card data in seconds. Or hack into hospital databases and steal social security numbers of patients, including children. Children. Imagine this: a baby born in an American hospital, not even a week old, already has a line of debt in their name. Debt created by a man they'll never meet. That's how cruelly efficient he was. The FBI estimated that at his peak, the Phantom siphoned off millions of dollars a month. Some of it he spent: luxury condos, high-stakes gambling, fast cars. But much of it vanished into offshore accounts, untraceable. Every time investigators thought they had him cornered, he was gone. Like he knew their moves before they made them. Which led many to believe he had an insider. Someone within the banks. Someone feeding him information from the inside out. The victims, meanwhile, were left devastated. One retiree in Florida lost his pension in a single weekend. He had planned to spend his final years traveling with his wife. Instead, he spent them fighting debt collectors for charges he never made. A college student in Texas discovered she was married, on paper, to someone using her identity to buy homes. She didn't even know until her application for student loans was denied. And a mother in California broke down in tears when she learned her son's social security number had been sold on the dark web before his 5th birthday. The phantom wasn't just stealing money. He was stealing futures. Law enforcement tried everything. Task forces. Digital traps. Undercover operations. And yet, the phantom always slipped away. No fingerprints, no trail, just empty accounts and broken lives. He became a kind of myth, a story whispered in financial crime units, the faceless thief who could walk through walls. And then, just as suddenly as he appeared, he vanished. For years, nothing. No new reports, no new scams. People assumed he had been caught under another name, or maybe even killed. But then, in 2023, the calls started again. Victims reporting fraud that carried the phantom's unmistakable signature. This time, the tools were updated. AI-generated phone calls mimicking the voices of loved ones. Fake IRS emails promising refunds. Crypto investment apps that looked legitimate, until the money disappeared. And suddenly, everyone asked the same question, was the phantom back? Or had someone else picked up his playbook? The truth is, the phantom is more than a man. He's a warning. A symbol of the danger lurking behind every email, every link, every too-good-to-be-true promise. He represents the faceless predator that thrives on one thing, our trust. Trust in the system. Trust in the screen in our hand. Trust that the numbers on our bank account will be there tomorrow. But here's the hardest part. This isn't just his story. It's yours. Every time you click a suspicious link, every time you ignore a strange charge on your account, every time you share too much online, you open the door just a little wider. And the phantom doesn't need to break it down. He just slips in, invisible. So how do you fight a ghost? Maybe you can't kill him, but you can make it harder for him to walk through your walls. And tonight, before this story ends, I'll give you 3 hard lessons learned from the phantom's victims. 3 rules to remember when the next scam comes knocking. First, pause before you click. Most scams don't begin with brute force. They begin with a simple invitation, a link, a download, a fake warning. If it feels urgent, if it demands you act right now, step back. No bank, no government office, no trusted company will ever threaten you into clicking a link. That's the phantom's doorway. Don't open it. Second, guard your numbers like your life depends on it. Your social security number, your credit card details, even your child's date of birth, these aren't harmless bits of trivia. They are keys, and once stolen, they can unlock debts you'll be paying for years. Freeze your credit when you can. Monitor your accounts. Because the phantom thrives on the belief that no one's watching until it's too late. Third, listen for the voice that isn't real. Today's scammers use AI to clone the voices of your loved ones. They'll call pretending to be your son, your spouse, begging for help. It's terrifyingly convincing. But here's the truth, technology makes liars fluent. If someone calls with an emergency, hang up. Call back on the number you know is theirs. Verify. Trust, but verify. 3 rules. Simple, but powerful. Pause before you click. Guard your numbers. Verify the voice. Because the phantom isn't magic. He's method. And the more we learn his method, the less power he has. Still, somewhere out there, maybe he's listening. Maybe he's watching this video right now, smiling at the fear he still inspires. Maybe he's planning his next move. Or maybe, the Phantom of Wall Street was never one man at all. Maybe he's 1,000 different faces behind 1,000 keyboards. And maybe, one day, he'll wear yours. This was episode 1 of Scams of America. The Phantom of Wall Street, the faceless financial ghost. If you found this story chilling, share it. If you want to hear more, the romance scams, the crypto kingpins, the fake job offers that cost people everything, subscribe to Truth for Crime. Because the only way to fight a ghost, is to know he exists. Stay alert. Stay safe. And whatever you do, don't click that link.